Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have another 1911. Tango Sierra 01 Chef back again with another sparkles test. This time we will be shooting sparkles with it, so don't worry about that. And as you may have guessed, we have another 1911. This one is by KWC. Now you may remember that from our original Cybergun railguns. These are pretty much the exact same piece of kit, just missing a few markings. So let's have a bit of a deeper look. So here we have my 1911 railgun. It has been absolutely brilliant. You've seen this loads of times before. We've used it to compare BBs and just to shoot sparkles in general. Well, this is the new KWC railgun. It is almost identical. It's got the same trigger, it has got the same sort of shape to it, it's got the rail. It is almost identical, barring one thing. It's actually got, I don't know if it's going to pick up on the camera, one more rail segment on the end. And apparently that is because some pistol torches need a bit more length to grip. Don't use a pistol torch, wouldn't know, but apparently that's what it's for. It is missing a few markings, so on the side, instead of the Cal 6mm, we have the KWC and then the Made in Taiwan. We do not have the Colt railgun engraved in the slide, and on the other side is pretty much blank apart from the calibre on it, but on the railgun we have the Colt government model and the calibre 45 automatic, all those bits and pieces on here. So visually it's very different. I don't know if they come in different colours. The original Cybergun railgun did. I don't know if this one does. This one is still available. It's just a special order. This one in Battlezone Airsoft, because you knew I was going to go to Battlezone Airsoft, actually has these in stock. And during his recent celebration of his 4th year in business as Battlezone Airsoft, he had a sale on the weekend, and these were at 80 quid. 80 quid. They're an absolutely brilliant gun, as long as they are very, very close to the original one. So what the price is going to be, I don't know. I will check, and by the end of this video I'll have it on the screen somewhere. But what we're going to do first is take it out of the box, and then we're going to put a CO2 cartridge in it, in the magazine even, put some 0.2 gram Razor BBs from Nuprol, and then we're going to put it through the chrono. So let's have a look, see what's in the box. Okay, so let's have a look, see what's inside the box. So we have the 2017 product catalogue, the manual, got the gun itself, and under here we've got a bag of BBs, so we'll put them in the bin, magazine, and the Allen key to put the CO2 into the bottom of the magazine in there. So you'd unscrew that and then the CO2 goes in there. So let's put some CO2 in it and run it through the chrono. Right, so we've had a look, see what's in the box, and we run it through the chrono. A bit of fluctuation in there. Obviously I hit the side a couple of times, that's where the big fluctuations were. But it held steady between 357 and about 343, something like that. There may have been a couple of dips a bit lower that I didn't notice, but it was in that kind of range. So for most fields, the first couple out of that magazine were hot. Now the thing is, this has had about 2 magazines worth of BBs through it, and so it is, obviously it was a lot hotter when it began with, so it's now starting to come down a little bit. And what we're going to try and work out is on Sunday we're going to be going to AWA Hearts to play, and we're going to see if it will get through chrono then. So we're going to continue to keep putting rounds through this to make sure it comes down under that limit, just to get that magazine bedded in really. It's the same situation we had with the ASG Dan Western Valor was that its own magazine, obviously this is not it, its own magazine came out really hot, and it took about at least eight rounds of BBs through this. So I think that was one and a couple of mags out of another caplet of CO2 to get that under the 350 mark. But as with the ASG Dan Western Valor, you can put the original magazines in them. So if you have any of these original magazines, it will go in, and then obviously I've had these for a while, so they've been bedded in. It comes in at that FPS that your previous 1911 railgun came in at, because you have these mags. Okay, so what we'll do now is we're just going to have a look inside and have a look at the hop-up, because as you may remember from previous videos, I've had a little play with the hop-up in my railgun, and I'll tell you about that again in a moment. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring the slide back until we've got this little notch where the pin is. We're going to pull that out. It all comes apart. So as you can see in there, try and get it close up, I'll see if it will focus. It has got the exact same rotary style hop up as my original Cybergun 1911. Now, obviously we haven't taken this one out in the field yet, so we don't know what the range is going to be like, how the hop up's going to work. The hop up wheel is quite tight, and it's not easy to get to, which means it might be quite good. So it might not move as much as there are BBs going through it, and it's racking backwards and forwards, but we will find out. We will see how the range goes. If not, I don't know if anyone may remember what I did to this one. I modified the hop up with a bit of Sugru and some elastic band I stole off the postman, and now this thing goes miles and miles and miles. So we will see what the range is like. We will see what the FPS is like in a week's time when we go over to AWA, and then we'll put some gameplay video on here, and then we'll give you our final thoughts. So let's go and give it a try.
Yeah, I'll see you. Where is it? Where is it?
Oh! Yeah! To be fair,
Hi! Doing the review! Better do a sparkles test, really.
stop moving. No, not their nuts. Not nuts.
That was a bit low.
Yep. Ah shit, I'm out of ammo!
Not too badly placed, was it?
Come on,
No.
be prepared.
Oh, that's coming.
Go.
You'll fuck it.
Crossing.
Just go, there's most of them are dead. Most of them are dead, push up.
Alex, should we go and do something really silly? Should we just go and run up there?
Run up the top.
Ah, fuck, Spencer's already there.
canal. Semi.
Alright, okay, so welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that bit of gameplay footage. The bit at the end there when I was dual wielding was particularly satisfying. So we are back from our day's gameplay at AWA Hearts, a fantastic site. So if you're in the area, go and have a look. Very, very diverse, all under woodland. Let me get that bit out first. But it is quite diverse. There are thick bits of woodland, there are structures there. There's got this great fort, great big fort in the middle. That is very, very good. Excellent fallback games played across that. And it's actually a series of structures, a series of forts, some big, some small. But yeah, really, really good gameplay. There's some man-made structures that have been there for a long, long time. Some bunkers and some buildings. But yeah, no, we had a fantastic day. Really, really good. Had some issues though. My mags decided they didn't want to feed properly, so the tipman was put out of action for a while when I switched to my DMR. Affectionately known as Errol. It does like to, and I hate this phrase, but I'm going to use it anyway, reach out and touch people. Yeah, it's a lovely weapon. But anyway, back to our review. Now, I don't have the 1911 with me. One of our team actually bought it. So what I'm going to be using is this as a prop. So this is my original Cybergun railgun. In effect, when you take them to bits, they look identical. They genuinely look identical, which got me quite excited because this has been an absolute phenomenal beast over the period I've had it. If you're a regular watcher, you may have seen our footage from one of our early AI 500 events in Cleethorpes in a theme park. I believe it was called The Gathering. So if you have a little look back, you'll see a playlist for The Gathering with both parts of that video on it. I actually took out a sniper with this. He was not happy. He was not happy at all. It was great fun. That's all on the video, so you can have a watch. But the issue that we had with this, well, the only issue that we had with this, is exactly the same as with the review piece, with that 1911 that we're reviewing. It's the hop. Now, right at the very beginning, when we took it out of the box, the hop wheel was nice and stiff. So we thought, oh, excellent, solved that problem, wonderful. Unfortunately, by lunchtime on the game day, it was considerably looser, and so the hop was actually walking off. Now, what we did with these is we stuck a little bit of elastic band underneath the hop arm, and now they are phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Stabilised the wheel just with a little bit of tape, and now it throws 0.3 gram BBs miles, well, obviously not miles, but a long, long way, more than the pistol really should. It's almost comparable with my HPA Mark 23, but not quite as good. It doesn't really sustain the lovely flight path quite as long. So that is what our team member is looking to do with the pistol that he bought. It is a phenomenal pistol. Other than that, it feels really, really nice in the hand. Oddly enough, it feels slightly thinner in the hand than this one does, perhaps because, I mean, these are different grips, but they are just standard 1911 grips for a CO2 pistol. They're nothing different. They're not metal, they're not wood, they've not been made to order. They're straight off the shelf, in fact straight off somebody else's gun. But yeah, so that was the only issue we had with it, was the hop. Actually using it, it was brilliant. It came in the chrono at somewhere between 330 and 340, so it calmed down a fair bit. It was much more stable as well, the FPS fluctuation. That had about 4 or 5 more mags fulls of BBs through it. So obviously it's had a bit through, and it will settle down, it will become more consistent. Same as these. I've got a 4 FPS variance on this, which is really good, as more mags go through it. So I had the original mag and 3 of my own. There was a period of time where I was dual wheeling this and the review piece, but I mean overall it worked phenomenally. I got at least 3 to 3.5, and on a couple of the mags 4 mags worth of BBs through it, and that was really good. It was only right towards the end of the day, really right towards the end of the day, in fact the last 3 or 4 minutes of the final game, where one mag actually ran out of CO2 completely. The other mags were still going strong. I could have put another load of BBs in them and carried on playing. Unfortunately we ran out of day. But what I might do is I'm going to try and test it a bit further, and just see exactly how many magazines worth of BBs we can actually get out of each CO2. I think that would be quite a good test. I'm even to the point where I might actually pick one up myself, and then dual wield with this one. It was a great amount of fun dual wielding these. They make a phenomenal sound. They look really good. They look menacing. And when you've got an entire team running at you and you pop over the top of a ridge, they actually do take notice. They do stop, as you may have seen in that bit of gameplay. So yeah, overall it is a brilliant pistol. Really good. Nice metal construction. It feels good. It's got a bit of weight to it, so you know you've got something in your hand. But yeah, overall comparable. Almost identically the same, other than the markings. And it's got a different style grip on it, but yeah, absolutely phenomenal gun. It is on par with the ASG Dan Wesson that we had reviewed previously. Without the issue with the hop, without having to do a bit of job on the hop, it would have been bang on par. As we know, the ASG, that's a phenomenal weapon. That is an absolutely phenomenal riff. But yeah, if you're in the market for a 1911, when it was on sale, it was about 80 quid at Battlezone Airsoft. I completely forgot to ask Gordon while we were at the site what price he was putting them up for. He's currently doing some work on his website. We've been taking some photos to put on his website, and so once that's all updated, it'll be on there. I will do an update. I'll add it to the description on this video and also throughout Facebook as well. If you've not been onto Facebook and had a look at the Team Sasquatch page, have a look. Lots of fun and games happen on there, updates, game days, events. You know, we share all the information on there. Battlezone Airsoft also has a Facebook page as well as their website and their YouTube channel. Have a look on there for updates. He quite often puts lots of bits and pieces up on that Battlezone page about what's coming in, new products, what's coming up, special orders that people have asked for. Yeah, really good source of information. So have a look at those Facebook pages, stay up to date. But overall, fantastic gun, really comparable to this, in fact, pretty much identical. And with that little hot mod, I believe they will probably function just as well. So yeah, absolutely brilliant gun. But thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.